going on, everybody? Joko here, and welcome back to some more How to Minecraft Season 6, episode question mark, because I've lost my place. But anyways, welcome back. Today we got something a little bit goofy going on. We ran some diagnostics on this farm, by the way, because I was noticing that one of my cells flat out stopped, and I noticed that we were getting a lot of 1s and not a whole lot of 2s. It appears to be the case, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it appears to be the case that this farm also falls victim to the same problem that we had in the other farm, which is every now and again the villagers will derp out. Now it doesn't seem to be quite as bad, it doesn't seem to be quite as severe as the other farm designs that we've explored have been, in that the villagers will generally be pretty well maintained. Again, only one cell went down completely, but I did notice that villagers were not sleeping. And so we corrected that by, of course, just looking at, okay, this villager, at nighttime, all the villagers are in bed, except for the ones that are bugged. We break those beds, just make sure that you're breaking it, and then you're not like putting down blocks for the villager to escape, but you just go ahead, break the bed, replace them, and that does seem to fix it. So if you were curious as to how all that was working, that's probably it. I have a sneaking suspicion that you could probably do some goofiness with redstone. My suspicion being that I think in the center area, well, not the center area, but like behind each of the beds, maybe you can block off the bed access or something. That would be my guess. I don't know if that would work, but that would be my guess. But I did want to point out something about the iron farm in case you had questions. I did notice that a lot of you were asking for a tutorial. If you guys checked out Nembon's video and you still would like me to walk you through it, feel free to ask me again on this video, and I'll check the comments to make sure I understand if you guys actually do want a tutorial and a step-by-step for this farm. Nembon, I thought, did a pretty good job, so I'm a little bit surprised that people want extra help, so that's why I'm kind of like, make sure you've checked it out, because his explanation is very thorough and very good. But yeah, I have the sniffles. Oh god, this is gonna be a terrible episode now. Ugh. All right, anywho, so today we got sheep on the mind, and specifically about sheep, I'm trying to make it so we can get one of every single colored sheep inside of this area. And as an extra little bonus here, and chat didn't even know, so I'm kind of springing this on them as it is. So we're gonna go ahead and actually do away with some of this stuff. And you might be like, whoa, Choco, what are you talking about, man? What are you saying? Are you gonna break all of it? No, 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 we're gonna be fine, all right? Just take some deep breaths, everything's gonna be okay. But all I'm gonna do real quick is we're just gonna go ahead and bust up some of this stuff. And I'm gonna, oh geez, okay, we somehow have accrued a lot more than I originally thought. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start migrating some of these items over. And then we're gonna go and just weasel on over some of this iron into our little barrel assortment. The barrel assortment really is more of like, it's backup iron, basically. And so I was thinking about how I wanted to do the farms and stuff. So originally the plan was, let's put in the underbelly. But the server already has like performance issues and people are spawning turtles everywhere, and I don't know. I didn't really understand like exactly what the whole scope of the situation is. But it seemed like maybe not advisable to build it there. Also, because of the fact that I can't make things like the iron farm over there, it does kind of cramp my style a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and avoid doing that for the time being. But in exchange, what we are gonna get for it is we're gonna build it over here where we can go ahead and make use of our farms and everything else. So whenever we're doing farming things, when we're gathering resources, all of our resources will be gathering, or at least something along those lines. You might be like, but Choco, how does that help your lag problem? Surely that doesn't help your lag problem. Surely it just kind of exacerbates it. But it actually does help a little bit in that it won't be always loaded when other people are online. So let's say that I need to do a heavy resource gathering episode, or if I'm just on and I just need to spend some of my time doing some resource gathering, I can do that away from everyone else. So that means that, you know, if a couple people are streaming, you know, the Side and Speed are online and, you know, they're being handsome or whatever, then I can go ahead and make sure that they can continue being handsome and I don't get in the way of their affairs, which should be fairly helpful for all parties involved. So that's kind of my thought process here. If you're wondering, like, oh, I thought you were gonna have all the farms. We will have some farms in the underbelly, but I'm not gonna go full out. I'm gonna treat that as more of our bulk storage, as well as a couple of other things. But anyways, enough of the jibber jabber here. Let's get into the actual nuts and bolts of today's episode. D Fish, thank you for the 500-bit cheer. Big brain, nice guy Choco. Well, thank you, fam. I hope you guys are not going to get like incredibly sick from me being seemingly sick. I don't know how that would work because, you know, it's the internet, but I would not put it past the internet to do such a thing. All right, so first off, before we do literally anything else, I want to get the item sorter up and running for this bad boy because I think that would be a wise decision. So let me go ahead, go over here and just be like, hey dog, I would like to make some chests. And then we get some chesty boys. Boom, done. And then we're gonna need some hopper boys. We're also gonna need some redstoney boys, but we're gonna, for the time being, roll with what we got here. And we're just gonna do it. So currently like the poppies fill in and I have to be careful about like sorting out stuff, but this should make it so I no longer have to do that. This will also be kind of like my rehearsal of doing this before we get into like the real version of this, which of course is gonna be in the underbelly, because that's gonna be our bulk storage, and bulk storage is a very different beast. Also, I would probably be well advised to go ahead and fill in this little hole here. So we're gonna line up our storage line in the farm area, just in line with this, because this is our critical. You can think of it as almost like our center point. That over there is all great and dandy, but that's only when people are actively there. So we're gonna make most of our passive farms as we can be over here. So if you're kind of wondering as to what the logic is behind that, that's why I'm doing it the way I am. And I just find that to be helpful. I find this to be good that, you know, if I'm, especially since we have playtime restrictions and stuff like that, this helps to alleviate some of those burdens and problems that we currently have. If you're wondering about this was an observation chamber because I was really scared all the time because I was always exposed, but this made it a little bit less dangerous. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the real shenaniganry of this whole thing, which I am going to actually need to borrow some of this. So this, I don't mind if this feeds directly into the whole thing. That is a-okay by me. I just need to make sure. So we're gonna have the hopper chain feeding out this way, right? Because it's already centered. So that's all fine and dandy. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually say, let me see here. I actually could use some building blocks if I could. Glass will do fine. I know glass is not like an optimal thing to use, but I don't know. Glass and we just get along. All right, so I know we don't need this many for right now. I know this is going to be a little bit on the overkill side, but I would rather do a little bit of overkill here than be under for whatever reason. All right, so our hopper alignment. Let's say that our hopper alignment is going to be, yikes, dude, this iron farm is too effective. First world problems. I am complaining about them. All right. I think that's suitable. I think that's okay. So let me go ahead and first off, I'm going to actually, this is probably a big brain idea here actually. So let me see what this block level is. So I'm looking at a Y70, which means that the hopper chain will be extending from 70 or 69, sorry. So let me go ahead and let's start off with the 69, and we're gonna have to conga line this bad boy all the way over there. And I know that seems kind of ridiculous, but you're just gonna have to trust me that this will pay off in the long run, or so I fervently hope. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and, oh geez, I don't have nearly enough. I need so many more. We may not have the resources to do this. Oh, we do. I know we do actually. All right, so let me go ahead. I think like 2 sets of logs ought to do the trick here. So let's go ahead and do this. And go take a little look-skadoodle. Let me make some hoppers. Okay, and then another oak log set. And then we're gonna make a chest boys, some chesty boys for the goods. Very nice. And then we're gonna go ahead and lead this hopper chain over as much as we can. I don't really know if this will be quite enough, but we'll certainly try. All right, and then there we go. Let me just confirm that does indeed say 69. So we're gonna go ahead and just, oh, this is gonna be silly. I'm gonna have to like jump place all these, aren't I? Yeah, that's gonna be hilariously weird. Okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and literally just do this and be prepared for a lot of oops-skadoodle placements, but should be fine. You know, if I was a smart man, what I would do is I'm gonna probably have to do this anyways, but for right now, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this hopper chain, but if I was a smart man, I'd probably be making some scaffolding and stuff like that. Also, I know, I'm so sorry for the people who have been like waiting. I don't know if anyone's waiting for this. I haven't seen comments about it, but like, I feel bad that I was like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to bamboo. And then Science Speed were like, hey dude, here's your bamboo. And I'm like, sweet dude, I'm looking forward to using this bamboo. And I never use the bamboo. So if you're wondering like why I don't use scaffolding, it's because we never made a bamboo farm. I don't have a way to like currently create more of it, and I don't have that much of it, so like I have like over a stack, thing courtesy of again Science Speedy, but I like I don't know, I surely don't know. But yeah, so let's go ahead, we'll put these bad boys through here. Yikers, imagine. Okay, but let's go ahead and we're just gonna keep on leading this hopper chain forward. Now you also might be asking yourself the question, well, Choco, this seems kind of absurd because you're doing this, but what's the point of doing this whenever you're like, you clearly are, this is iron and poppies. You don't need this many slots, right? And I'm just kind of like building this out and I guess in some ways future-proofing it to some degree. The idea here being that what I would like to have happen is this is going to be where a bunch of different kinds of passive farms are, and because there's going to be a lot of different passive farms, I would really like it to be the case that if at all possible, we can go ahead and just, actually I shouldn't do this, we can just go ahead and like dip into this hopper chain storage, and then we can use this to go ahead and just kind of hold on to whatever we need, and hopefully that will work out pretty well. This is one of those things that definitely has to be seen before we can confirm whether or not that would happen, but I have pretty good expectations. I think we have pretty high hopes here. All right, so let me go ahead and let's just hop up. Get it? Hop up. Sorry, don't hate me. And imagine how much easier this would be if I had the bless set pog. Oh server, please, oh please, make the bless set like not hard to get. I know it's like super overpowered, but if you would just mind making that really easy for all of us to have so we can just build. I don't even care if it has like 10 durability as long as it's easy to get, like please. All right, so I'm not gonna connect that last hopper right there actually. We're gonna leave that one kind of hanging out and not really plugged into the iron farm yet because I haven't made the item sorting system. So let's go ahead and sort this out really quickly. I know it's like, Choco, I thought this was gonna be like a quick little thing. Yes, we should just have to do 2 versions of this and then we'll be pretty much in good shape. So let me go ahead, we're gonna need some redstone-y boys. So let me go ahead and consult our cleric-y boy. Hello, sir. Could I convince you to part ways with some redstone dust? Thank you, I am cheap. And let me go ahead and also we're gonna need to make some more chesty boys. We are not gonna make a gargantuan number of these, so should be okay. If I was being a good Choco, what I would also end up doing right here is I would make the overflow as well. But right now I'm not gonna stress about the overflow. I'm just strictly gonna be doing this to kind of get what we need immediately done and out of the way. So that will not be a part of what we are doing ATMs. So if you're kind of curious as to all that, that is what is the plan for that. All right, so we go ahead and chompy chomp here. Oh, I made all of them into that, so we probably don't have quite enough sticks. Just kidding, we have so many sticks in redstone, good grief. All right, so let me go ahead and I think we need, I guess we would need, okay, so hold on. We need a comparator, right? So we're gonna need comparator boys. So we'll need, I guess, what, 2 comparators, 2 repeaters, and 2 torches. So repeaters need 2 torches, right? Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. I know that was like kind of a stupid question because it's like, of course, Joker, they have 2 things showing up. All right, so let's go ahead and do, what, 6, 10, 12? So we need 12 torches total. I think we can swing that if possible. So 12 of these. Okay, and then we're gonna keep the rest of this redstone as is. Let's go ahead and move to the repeater boys, but this is gonna be like, hey dude, you need stone, that's fine. We're also going to be needing the quartz here. So, but this, yeah, okay. So I just need some quartzy boys and I need some stony boys. But I think we have both, yes. Okay, so we have comparator boys here. And I think we have stony boys. Perfect. All right, so let me go ahead and make 2 comparators. And then let me make 2 rapators. Very good. All right, cool. And then let's get our first thing of inventory management proper going here. Now, I'm also gonna leave this as a dead one, right? So technically we could start our hopper or like our item sorter right here, but I'm not gonna do that. And you might be like, well, why not, Choco? It's gonna be like a personal call on my part, just kind of, I prefer it to be that way. So that is the reason why we're gonna be doing that. But let me go ahead and I actually need a building block here. So this will be our first ones, right? So I'm gonna need, I think, to do this, right? And then, yeah, it has to be a block, I think, that can carry signal. So let me go and quickly go say goodbye to some stony boys over there, and we will see. I guess we can use Super Breaker. We haven't used Super Breaker in a long time. Also, let me know in the comment section, do you guys want to have a mining episode? I know it's like, I don't know how like interesting mining episodes ultimately end up being. I know some people seem to really enjoy them. I am not sure if our community enjoys them. So if you would be so kind as to let me know if that's something that interests you. Because, you know, there's like an element of being like, oh, you never know what the outcome will be. So I'm not sure if our community is feeling that. I know some communities are just like, what is this, Cat Mountain? It's just like a million cats up here. They're taking over. It's finally come. The day has come. The day I warned everyone about. The cat overlords are appearing everywhere. But they do drop string. So many people would never forgive me. One of them being Momo. I don't think she'd ever forgive me. I'm pretty sure, as a matter of fact, she'd come over here and beat me up, to be honest with you. All right, so comparator goes into... Actually, does it? Comparator goes out at this one, I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of doing this like semi from memory. There's like certain parts I just don't remember, but we'll go ahead and see. I have like the design of it, but I'm looking at it off the wiki and I'm just like, wait a minute, how does this work again? So let me see if I can remember. So it's this, right? And then there's gonna be more hoppers here. If I was a smart man, I'd also have used chests right here. That's okay. All right, so. Oh, well. Oh, it hurts sometimes. It hurts to be dumb sometimes. All right, so let's go ahead and put them right here. And then I think this should be satisfactory for right now. I don't believe actually I want that top one. I think that top one is not actually meant to be there. Did we lose a chest? I thought we did. Okay, maybe not. All right. Let's see. So we have our hopper direction going this way, and then the comparator should be leading out of this one, I believe. Because the idea is to have the comparator looking at what's in this inventory. This is going to need some filler items, which we'll sort out in a little bit here. But this should be the one that looks at it and goes, hey, okay, buddy, this one has the correct number, because whenever it finds an item of the similar type. So if you have like, let's say you're putting redstone through the system, and then your filler items are something like, I don't know, like iron nuggets or something. Things that you wouldn't really expect to ever find present in your system, which I guess iron nuggets would not be a great example, sort of, maybe, I don't know, I don't think I'd ever smelt any iron here. But if you end up putting in redstone and your filler items are iron, what's gonna end up happening is going to count the number of items you have in there, and it's gonna be like, oh, okay, you have one extra of blah, one extra was able to be added here, and that's the way it knows that you have to send that item through, and it lets go of the redstone signal that's locking up your hoppers. So that, I mean, that makes sense to me. I again, not 100% sure about this, but I'm feeling pretty, I'm feeling like we have a good chance of being correct here. All right, and then we're just gonna lead this hopper chain straight on down. And then we're going to put a redstone torchy torch here. And then, so this part is gonna be what locks it down, and then with any degree of luck / skill. This is such a mistake. I shouldn't have done that way. All right, you know what? I don't know why I'm being dumb. I can just do this, and that solves all my problems. All right, so let me go ahead and do this. All right, so the way that this works, if I can remember correct, imagine if I do this and it doesn't work. Oh my goodness, I'll be so embarrassed. But we're gonna go ahead and have the comparator look at this hopper, which will give us a value, like a certain amount of redstone signal depending upon the number of items in there. But you'll have a certain number of items in there, and it's gonna be like, okay, it's going to a certain number of items, which increases the amount of power that's driven by the comparator. That in turn feeds over here, powers this block, which in turn will feed into this repeater, which will go ahead and power this block, which would power the redstone down, because it's going to invert that signal, and that's going to let items through. So right now, nothing would happen with this one, sorry. So this one is just like hanging out here, right? Sorry, I got confuzzled. All right, so in this particular case, that's what happened right there, and that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and let me just make this through for the poppies as well, so we can actually just get this going. The nice thing about this is that this is tileable, as far as I'm aware. So this should be one of those things where I think this actually is based on impulses, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I believe this is Impulse SV's design, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this. And then we're gonna see how this plays out. All right, cool. So this thing is now set up here. We're gonna need, of course, another set of hoppers that are leading outward. We're doing our chests like this, so we can, of course, place chests right next to them, like so. Does it really matter if they're... I mean, it's gonna bother me. I'll know the truth, and chat will know the truth. That's the real thing. Chat knows the truth. We have to make them right. All right, so let's go ahead. Do that. All right, very nice. I hope you appreciate that. Comment section and chat. I know that a lot of you all get a little bit annoyed whenever I don't do the big brain thing of making sure that things are looking all fanciful, but today you were victorious. Okay, that seems to be working just fine. And one day I will learn to be a full-grown patot. I like how we haven't even reached the sheep yet, and we're already taking this much time. It's pretty encouraging, to be honest. All right, so let me go ahead, put that right there, put a hopper into you, and then let's go ahead and just take a little gander, like a goose, and then we're just gonna run over here, sleep away the night, and let's take a little look, and let's see if we can't get some things. Oh, right, but we need filler blocks first. So before we do literally anything else, we need to find a filler block, and I think I know just the boy. Where are you? Okay, so as far as I'm... Actually, you know what? That's a terrible idea. That's gonna take forever. Let's do... I don't know, actually. That's a very good question. I guess... yeah, I mean, we gather these up, so I guess rails wouldn't be a half bad idea. So we'll make some rails here, and then what we're gonna end up doing is we'll use the rails as our filler items. And if you don't know what I mean by filler items, don't worry, we're gonna show that off to you guys today. And then we'll kind of proceed onward. Actually, we're not even quite at the half an hour mark, so I suppose we're not doing too bad on time. I wouldn't quite describe the amount of time that we're at to be optimal, but certainly is not the worst timing that we've ever had. All right, so... All right, so this will be our filler item. Don't worry. And let's go ahead and see. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this up. Now, with this design, right, we lose out on some of the items that we feed in. So you can see here that the redstone signal isn't quite strong enough to reach the rest of this. Now, there is one important thing here. I think on this design, I think the reason why, this might not be Impulse's design actually, but the way that this works is that if you were to, for whatever reason, just dump in a whole bunch of items into a hopper, this could throw off your whole system, right? Because then the redstone signal will be strong enough to reach the other ones, and then it would do like crazy things and break everything. But assuming that that's not the case, what should happen here is that I'm just going to do this. Oh, it would probably help if I like put down the redstone torch on. But all right, so you can see that this one shut off. Maybe this is the good rune. I don't know. Let me see. So I'm going to just take a bunch of the iron. Because, yeah, it has to travel. Okay, so you'll see that most of it seems to not be going anywhere goofy. And then we should be noticing that all the iron is flowing into here, but not flowing into here, and certainly, hopefully, not over there. So that should be pretty good. Now, what I'm not super sure about is that... Okay, so right now it's in a neutral state. Let's see what happens if I dump in just a whole bunch of iron. This will tell me if this is like the version that is super big brain or if it's the one that has a little bit of goofiness to it. Okay, so this is the one that has protection. Good. So it's literally just enough signal for it to T-power whatever row or column or whatever it's in. So good. All right, cool. So this now is prepped for iron. Let's go ahead and do one for poppies. Epic jokes, question mark. What did I do here? Why did iron get here? That's news to me. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Now we need some, well, yeah, I'd like to find some poppies. I wonder where I can find some fresh poppies. Yes, sir. No clue in my mind. Okay, and then that should stop at 41. Cool. All right, let me confirm that we don't have any like silliness going on where we did happen to randomly get some things here. I will put in storage for this, I guess, because there's no real harm in doing that. So oh, I realized my mistake a little bit too late. Alright, so this guy has absolutely zero cares in this world and will just accept whatever into its inventories. Cool. And there's no, this one will have no redstone associated with it, so it's always on, right? So in this particular case, if we had something that, let's say something like I kill a creeper for whatever reason that's up here and its gunpowder drops and that doesn't belong in our system, then it's going to go ahead and feed it over there, which is perfect, right? That's exactly what we want. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and we're just going to kind of put the kibosh in this whole thing by connecting it with the system here, and let's see if this works. Okay, so that's draining out. Now, if you wanted to be like really cool about this and stuff, this would not be good for servers is my understanding, but if you want to do some really goofy nonsense, you could in theory expedite this particular process. I don't know why you would, but if you were to like stack this like 10 times, maybe you would. But basically, just be aware that minecarts with hoppers operate faster than hoppers do. I believe it also ends up being the case that a hopper in a chest is technically slower than a hopper on top of a hopper. So there's also an extra note of this is a thing. But let's see if our iron is flowing in. It does seem to be the case. And then we also have some poppies here. So let me just take a look. at our chest, and we're gonna see like, okay, so we have 38 poppies in there right now. I'm gonna shift around some of the inventory in here so it sends a poppy in a little bit earlier. Let's just confirm that this is all behaving the way we want it to. Perfect, looks good. All right, and then that's all looking great and dandy. I don't see any evidence that anything is going all goofy over here either, which is great. So there we go. And then let's, as an example, let's just go ahead and feed over, I don't know, a chest. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey, listen inventory, I want to see if my overflow works. What we expect to see is that down to the very end there will eventually be a chest. Okay, so a chest, it's gonna check and be like, nah, that's not really our thing here. Currently it's working on iron, which is working fine. I don't see a chest in here either, obviously. And I'm just gonna follow this hopper chain all the way over here. And it might take a minute, but eventually we should see that a chest appears in this slot if everything went correctly, if everything is going the way that I hope it will. And there it is, cool. The chest is in its correct position, awesome. So let's get on to the main event. This is gonna be important, of course, for us because I want to have our life be a little bit more organized than what we had previously. So we're gonna go ahead and worry about those sheepy boys for now. Now, sheepy boys, I'm gonna make sure that the sheepy boys are not gonna be inside of this farm. Originally, I was thinking like, oh, maybe we should just build it in here and that would be pretty simple to manage or whatever else. It should theoretically be fine, but I'm not going to do that just for the explicit reason of I don't really trust the idea of mobs being able to spawn in goofy areas. And also this is gonna reach all the way across, which means that that would have to be all over here. And I don't know, just something about this just bugs me, so we're not gonna do it. Eventually we might do something else in this area. I don't think we'll ever need a higher iron yield than this. I don't know why we would, but it just, if we were, I guess we can redo something, but I'm gonna build the sheepy thing over here. The prerequisite, of course, for doing anything sheep related is we're gonna need some grass. So I'm gonna go ahead and collect some grass over here real fast, and then we're just going to go to town on some dirt, probably. Okay, pretty content with that. And you might think 6 is like a very paltry number, and it is kind of a paltry sum, but it's okay. It's our paltry sum. So that will be fine. Whoop. Okay. Very good. And of course, the reason why we care about grass in the first place, if you are curious as to why that is a thing, is because we want the grass to be able to, of course, be present for our sheep. Otherwise, they won't restock their wool. They need to eat the grass off of a grass block in order to replenish their wool. Thankfully, I'm going to be trying. I don't know if this will work, but I would love if this did work. But I'm gonna see whether or not we can kind of game the system a little bit here. I want to see if we can make some kind of cool stuff because we have that stacking mod. That stacking mod, I think, is going to be the real key differentiator on this server, because I think that there's some things that I've been like wondering about and been like, you know, it's stacking mod invites a couple of opportunities for us to try some new things, and this is going to be one of those times whenever it's just, it opened up a possibility that I'm curious to explore. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you're like, Choco, what are you up to, my dude? Why are you so crazy? And it's just like, I'm just, besides my normal insanity, it's just, I'm very curious to see if this will work. So we're gonna bring in quite a bit of dirt, and for simplicity's sake, remember this is at 69, right? But this block right here at Y69, I want to make sure that basically the hopper level of any item transfer is about 69. This will make sure that whenever we feed things over, they can just connect directly into this hopper chain, and then it can go into our sorting system. So that's why we would like for that to be the way it is. Let's say that we build right about here, ought to be good. We are on that slant right there. That makes me feel a little more comfortable with this. So go ahead and, all right, cool. So this block right here would be correspondent, of course, to that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Now, let me count the number real fast if I still have the thing open. So to my knowledge, oh yikers, okay. To my knowledge, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 different kinds of dye. So we're gonna need 16 cells. So let's see if I can't arrange for that. So it would be what, 16? Actually, I don't know. I want to say that it would be. I'm just gonna do a stack, I guess. I don't think that's technically how that works out, but I'm just gonna do a stack, and we'll get some extra land for it. Oh wait, no, we do. Well, no, we don't. Oh no. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do a stack. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Actually, hold on. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna start off with just a parsley 32. You might be like, wow, Choco, what are you doing, man? 32 is such a pleb number. What? Are you even trying to do a farm? And then it's just, I get it. I know a lot of you are going to be concerned. It's like, Choco, listen, is there something going on with you? Like, should we be concerned? Should we call for help? It's not like you to make only 32 of something and just do that. I know I like to get everything usually done in one shot, but we're going to go ahead and do it this way because I'm feeling like this is the true key and solution to many a problem that we could possibly run into. And it'll also let me know exactly how we need to scale this out, because I'm winging this one. This one I have not done a prototype for. I'm just assuming, because the thing is, for prototyping, unfortunately, I can't prototype with the server stuff in mind. I just don't know how that would work. I don't know how they'd interact. I don't know any of that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and break out a couple of these blocks right here, and I'm gonna let some grass I'm gonna let some grass kind of meander out and do its own thing here. I don't think grass needs any kind of like water or anything like that, so it should just spread with light level, I believe. But we're gonna go ahead and do this, and that should be fine. Yep, and we already got some grass growth here. Pretty good. All right, cool. And I'm not in a specific rush for wool, so I don't mind having this populate. You may not be able to see it in its full glory as of today, but it should be something that will kind of eventually get to a pretty happy place, hopefully. So should be all in all fairly good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make like a weird glass staircase here. Okay, cool. And that's just because I am a peasant. Okay, nice. And then we're just going to go ahead and just confirm that everything is looking all dandy and good. Cool beans. It does indeed look fine to me. All right. Now, what I would like to see, my suspicion, and the thing that I'm hoping will be so cool about this. Also, I need to confirm that this does work, that this will not kill the grass. I need confirmation that a grass block can grow underneath the glass. Not that a grass block will not be destroyed, but that it will properly grow. Okay, that grew right there, right? So, okay, that confirms that that works. Beautiful. And sheepy, I believe, can fit in a 1x1. I don't think they need extra room, so that should be all fine. All right. And then I think, if not mistaken, let me just look up something real quick because I don't want to be wrong. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna make just one for right now. Oof. Well, I need string. Oh, wait, hold on. I might have some string. Hold on. Let me check. I'll check. Okay, we do have some string. Darn it. I mean, what? We'll do that. Actually, no. I'm not going to do that. What am I talking about? I'm going to go home. What am I on about? Okay. Very cool. We're going to say hello to our Fletcher, who is always ever so keen on trading for bows. Let's see here. We have so many tridents. It's absurd. It's obscene. All right. Some Bowie boys. Sure. Good grief. Probably not that many. All right. And then dispenser boy. We're going to need, what, redstone, I think, right? Why does it do this, by the way? Why does it, like, every now and then, it just is like, nah, we just decided that you're not worthy of finding the recipe. Like, why can't you just show me it all the time? Why must you be the way that you are, game? These are the many questions that I have on a very frequent basis. Also, strongly consider making a automatic cobblestone farm. I was about to do /Google. I know that I'm embarrassed for myself and my family. Because you're not on a crafting table, Choco? Oh, big brain. I didn't realize that. I guess we can just use our enchanted bow to do this, Kappa. All right, let's go over here. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to go to the crafting bench. What am I doing? All right, so let's go scurry on over. And I will store away some of these bows here. All right, so Dispenserino. All right, this is gonna be all goofy because it's like, you're using a bow and bows are not technically blah, 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 blah. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Pull the one bow out, and then we're just gonna do this. That's fine. I don't even know if this will work, so I'm kind of just curious to see. I want to prototype it with one of the little sheepy things. I think we can move an entity with the whole lot as well, which is pretty cool, so should be pretty good. All right, so let me see here. Yeah, so I'm gonna need, I think it's right about there, should do the trick. Okay. And then I'm gonna build this all the way around. So I need to bring now a sheepy into here. And then I'm gonna need a water bucket, and then I'm actually just gonna put these shears in here. And then I'm gonna need, I guess we could, well, we could do, I guess we might as well do the observer. We do have renewable versions of quartz now, so I suppose that's not a big deal. All right, so let's go ahead and take the water bucket out of here. Slurp that up. And let's see. Okay. And okay, so if this works, chances are I'm not actually gonna be able to keep it the way it is. What I'm gonna probably have to do is we're gonna have it so a redstone line is running a different way. So the dispensers can't be on the same spot, I don't think, because that would cause some really goofy issues. But for right now, for what we're doing, this should be a-okay. Some of you might be catching on to what I'm doing here, but for those of you who do not know, don't worry. This will hopefully make sense, and if not, I'm going to totally try to play it off like, yeah, it worked beautifully. I totally meant for it to do nothing. It was a prank, dude. Get pranked, man. But hopefully it works pretty well. Come on, it's nighttime. Jeez. Game's being all picky about it's not nighttime enough for you, man. Crazy game. All right. Boom, boom. I'm pretty content with that. Actually, truth be told, I should probably just slap. I mean, observers are always useful. Might as well slap observers on there. Okay, quartzy boys. Quartz. And then observer boys. 2 observery boys. I always chuckle whenever it's like, I try to make something and it's like, hey, what do I need more of? And I'm like expecting it to be something like really intense. It's just like, no, you ran out of cobblestone. That's why I can't make any more of these. I'm like, dadgummit, brain. Like, why? Why must you be this way? Okay, so that's kind of like what I wanted, but not at all. Put that over there. Did I just... It's a miracle that I'm alive, chat. It really is just a miracle. Like, there are some moments, man, where I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced that my brain is working. Oh, well, remember how I said there was gonna be an issue? Because, yeah, stuff. Yeah, so there you go. That's why the issue would exist. right, so now I need to go find a lead, and then we should be good to go. So I'd like to move one of our big stacks of sheepies over here. I will also need to eventually put some kind of light nonsense onto here, which we will do in a little bit, but that will also be something I have to put under consideration. But for right now, I'm interested in locating a lead. I'd like a lead on a lead, please. We can make one in theory, although I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that. We have a lead. I know we found leads here and we've left them here before. I know we have. The game attempts to tell me otherwise. It's lying. It's a filthy, rotten liar. Are you kidding me, my dude? No, you're actually joshing me. You're pulling my leg. There's no way we don't have a lead here. We have to. Okay. Did I use them? What did I do with them? All right. Oh wait, hold on. Slash spawn. Use my... Oh, we actually have a pretty decent chunk of change to our name. Hey, 6K. You can't really knock on that too much. All right, so I'm gonna... Well, actually, that was really tempting. I'm not gonna lie. I had to fight the urge. Let me see here. I like how bamboo sells. Like, what are you doing? Why am I talking to literally every person that I shouldn't be talking to? All right. I'd like to purchase a lead from you, even though that is an absolute scam, but that's all right. Okay, and let's go abduct ourselves a sheepy sheep. Okay, and whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, cool. All right, so let's start off with vanilla sheep. But, oh, actually, did I leave wheat? Bruh! I deserve it. That one I am very... Hi, do you guys like this facial product I have on my face? It's called egg. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm very concerned for the future of this country. The country of KwehCraft. Okay. Right there. All right, now you might be like, Choco, why the wheat? Don't you worry. This is just something that we got to do. So I just want some emergency sheep, is what this comes down to. So in no circumstance do I want to be in a situation where I'm going to be sitting here and like face palming because it's like, oh dude, I literally just bankrupted my sheep. Like if I don't know, I think it's like wolves and foxes maybe, but there are like a couple of animals that will eat the sheep. So I would prefer if I don't bankrupt my sheep deposit. So we're gonna go ahead and just breed out all these guys, which should lead us with 32 sheep in here. And then we're gonna wait for them to cycle back off of their little shenaniganry. Okay, there we go. So there you go, 32 sheepies, and these are all bred, and they're all on the same timer. Cool, cool, cool. All right, and let's see if I can't... They're still in there. Hey, sheepy, no. There we go. Come here. All right, so me and Sheepy are gonna go all over there. Man, this place is littered with cats, and yet I still almost died of creepers out here. Well, I don't almost die of creepers, but I still get annoyed by creepers quite often. Okay, so let me go ahead and just do a couple of little jumpy jumps. Okay. I need you to feel my vibes, sheep. Okay, now I need you to just... Yes! Sheepy gets it. Okay. And then we're just going to break down those two glass, some cheapskate. All right, cool. So, in theory now, what I'd like to have happen here is I'm gonna remove this. Well, I was gonna remove the bucket, but I guess that I can't do that because I'm small brain. I'm gonna go ahead and remove some of the stuff in my inventory, honestly, first. How is it possible for me to be this? I really need to work on the underbelly storage system. This is gonna drive me absolutely up a wall. So I'm not even sure, like, half the time what's doing me in. I guess it's just we have a bunch of like random little things here and there. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna pull the water bucket out of there. And I wanna confirm whether or not this particular part of the plan will work. So what we're hoping to see here is I'm gonna unflip this lever. This, well, actually, truth be told, I think it'd be just better if I just undid this whole thing. It works pretty well. And actually, you know what? It doesn't even look like I need to, Okay, so a couple of improvements that we can make. Number one, we don't need this to be at this height, which is pretty cool. I also need, so I'm gonna lower this whole thing down by 1, including the water, which is gonna be sort of a pain, but okay, yeah, no, we're in business here. We're in business, we in it. All right, so let me go ahead. Oh, yikers, okay, we'll go in there. Okay, so first order of business, I wanna move this down 1. So let me remove the water from here, right? And then I'm actually gonna put that water right at the base level, and that'll cause them to bob. And the bob is quite important, at least I think it is important, in that the bob is gonna allow us to, of course, have the sheep move around just enough so the shears will always hit it, so it doesn't hopefully have impact on anything else. I have a suspicion that it wouldn't really matter, but I'm gonna operate under the assumption that it will. All right, so let me go ahead and hook that up right like so. I guess I could just leave the dispenser, I mean the whatchamacallits here, but we're not because we're not savages. All right, so let me go ahead and do this. Well, you know, if I had a brain. No, not like this. Oh, it's almost nighttime. Yikes, what happened to the day, question mark? Okay, I'm literally just gonna move this down. It doesn't have any immediately, like, I can work with it above, but I'm just gonna do it this way because I want it to be kind of as low profile as I can. That's why I'm doing it this way, but all right, cool. So this thing will automatically run, and eventually I'm gonna need to have a redstone signal that will feed in and cause the whole thing to shut down. Ooh, maybe that means I need to put a, wait a minute. Wait a second, hold on. Hold your horses. Okay. Bruh, okay. Nope. Okay, put that right there. Put you right here. Okay, cool, so that still works. And then what this will allow me to do then is if I need to, for whatever reason, shut this whole operation down, I can power this redstone. How exactly I'm gonna power that redstone? I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I imagine that if I just run dust, I think, on top, it'll power the block if I'm not mistaken. And then I can just shut the whole thing down. So that should be pretty good. But let me confirm that's an actual thing before I, you know, hard commit to this idea. I'm also gonna probably space out the pens to be 1 block away from each other. I think that's gonna help with the whole, if I need to do some other shenaniganry, but all right, so let me go ahead and do this. Right, and then if I were to, I guess if I right? So if I power this upper block, that should power that redstone dust right there, if I'm not mistaken. Cool, and it stops it. So all I need to do then is I just have to run a redstone signal all the way through, and then this we could I guess have a conga line of them, but I mean, I don't really see the need for that. All right, so let's continue on, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this for a little bit. Let's see how we're doing on time. We're almost at the hour mark. That's a-okay by me. Actually, I guess we could get away with it. Now I think about it, because we do technically get a block of respite between blocks, so. Yeah, because I could put like the repeater into stone into that. So I suppose we could just run that through. Yeah, let's do that. Let's run the whole thing through then. Let's just do that. So stony boys. And I don't think that we're gonna, and I guess what we could do is we could leave like a glowstone block above all this nonsense, and that should be satisfactory for lighting, although I probably will want to do one elsewhere. But let's for right now do this. Alright, so currently goal is for me to run this all the way through, so it's going to be something like this, repeater, block, and then redstone, and then observers are here, and then another sheepy thing would be here maybe. So we'll give him like a little bit of partitioning. Now you might ask yourself, well, Trevor, why isn't this going to be a problem? Because won't the stacks merge? They're going to be different colors, right? So they shouldn't ever merge across the cells. I just have to be careful that the entities don't like LOL XD run away from me. That's the main concern I have. But let's go ahead and let me see. Do I have any spare Glossarinos? I'm getting the feeling I probably don't. That's all right though. So we're gonna need some glass. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, man. I don't have to manage anything. Let's see if we have any errant things in here. No, beautiful, beautiful. It's what you like to see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and need to breed up a storm of these sheep. And I don't know necessarily if we'll do them all today per se, but we have the concept, right? So we should be able to run those through. Also, as a side note, I guess it is theoretically possible that we could even automate the inclusion of extra shears. I can't auto-craft the shears, but we can maybe feed the shears into the dispensers. That's a possibility. Although admittedly one that I'm not too terribly keen on exploring ATM, but is theoretically possible. How do we only end up with 25 of you? How did that even happen? I am greatly confused and sort of concerned. Okay, well, I'm just gonna breed all the sheepy here because I'm gonna eventually want to have one of every kind of sheepy, so I guess it doesn't really make that much of a difference right here if they all breed. Because eventually we'll double down and blah 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 or whatever. We'll get like some goofy ones, but that'll be okay. Okay, so it's this stack right here that has some extra shenaniganry going on. Come on. I know you got a couple more in you. There you are. Alright, cool. And very nice. Oh, that must be... Okay, so there's some of these sheepy here that can be bred. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then I'm actually going to partition out the white-wooled sheep here. I think that's a sensible decision. So I'm going to partition out the white-wooled sheep just for the explicit reason of I would like to have the clean sheep here, because as we go forward, we're going to obviously want to make very specific kinds of sheep. Right now, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference for that grouping, but eventually I will need to care about that. So something for me to kind of take care of in the future. And I'm I'm going to help out future Choco. Future Choco is going to be quite pleased with me. All right, so let me go ahead and just do this. And again, the main reason for any of this, ultimately, is I just wanted, this is going to be just for building, for decorative purposes. There's not really a whole lot of reason. Technically speaking, I believe that you can trade for, I think you can trade wool for emeralds, but we're not super concerned about that. But I do want to acknowledge that is a thing. I'm pretty sure it's a thing anyways. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a thing. All right, so let me go ahead and just put this here. 'Cause I don't really need it, but you guys will. Okay, cool beans. We're just gonna go ahead and lasso you over. Red Rover, send Sheepy on over. Just kidding, Sheepy does not want a Red Rover whatsoever. Can I like coax you into... No. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way then, alright? Quickly! Go, 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 go! No! An errant sheepy as in... Oh, okay, fine. Quickly, quickly. Out, out, out. There we go. That actually went over much better than I expected, to be honest with you. That went over quite well. Alright, let's see here. So we got our sheepy here, and we have the prototype going. I guess what we'll end up doing is, because this is going to take a while, maybe this will be an ongoing project. I'm not going to worry about doing it in one episode, but we have a general way of doing it. And really the important part, I suppose, of everything is that we do have, of course, the sheepy sheep, that the white one over there. And that one is, of course, going to be the basis for doing any kind of dyeing or whatever. It makes life a little bit easier. But we do have something for like beds and for everything else, and that should be fine. Also, as a side note, I just realized that we do need a dispenser down there. And the reason is that that water can't be there, otherwise the sheep will never eat. So that was the other thing. Okay, I was like, there is a reason that I needed it, and I couldn't remember why, but that's the reason why. All right, so let me go ahead. Oh, gracious, I just made a humongo mistake, I think. Okay, this was a mistake. This was a horrible, horrible mistake. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to go down here, sneak a nap in a bed. Okay, and then slash foam home. Oh no. Hopefully I haven't been leaking boogers, jeez. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to actually wrong block. Excellent work, Choco. This is why you watch this channel, obviously, for the top tier super pro Minecrafting skill of myself. Alright, so obviously this is going to spill like every which way, right? And that's okay. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. I just need to get this dispenser. Nope. You know what would have been helpful is if I put a block behind the dispenser. That would have been perfect. Okay, so let's go back down. Okay, cool beans. Alright, so I think that's in the right spot. Oh, I just potatoed again, didn't I? Will I hit you? I feel like I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit the sheep. Yeah, I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit the sheep. I'm not gonna risk it. Okay, and then let's not kill ourselves again just yet. In time, but not now. Now ain't the time. Okay, and then pop, pop. This is gonna be a really goofy way to do this, but sure. Okay, and then I should be able to, if I play my cards right, I can't see. Please, sheepy. Actually, what am I doing? I could just go up. Okay, whoops. All right. And then I just need to slurp up that water right there. Cool, cool, cool. And we just need a bucket, and I think we're in good shape. Hold on, let me get. Oh, I had to blow my nose. You ever have just an itchy nose? It's like an itch in the nostril, and it's super annoying. And I was like, maybe it's like a booger that's like just like really fighting me, but I'm pretty sure it's just an itch. Pretty sure it's just a really obnoxious itch. All right. Let's go ahead. Pull you into here. Break those. Okay, cool beans. And then what I should be able to do with these is kind of something similar, where I could, of course, have some kind of powering going on underneath the dispensers here, which should work just as well. If I'm not mistaken, I could put redstone underneath it, and then that would be fine. But for right this particular second, we're going to go ahead and do a manual. And that's just going to go ahead and pull. Oh. Well, if it had a bucket, it would have worked. So let me actually go get a fresh bucket. Where are you? Oh. Yeah, let me get this fresh bucket here. And then we should be good. Now, of course, if you're wondering as to the reasoning behind... actually, wait, hold on. I'd like to know the reasoning behind why I used a lever for this instead of a button. This is 100% a button situation. All right, so button, button, plop. All right, so what we should see now, and the reason why this is important in the first place, is that now without the water, the sheep has a chance to graze. So with any degree of luck, the sheepy here will eventually be like, oh, what a nice grass block I'm standing on. It being surrounded by grass increases the chance that this particular block, when it turns to dirt, will end up being able to refresh into grass. Now, I don't know if there's like a particular grazing time or whatever in the game. There it goes. And so now the sheepy is ready again. So all I would need to do is have the water power up. And we just go back to shearing. And because this is only one block, I dare say that we could probably just run a minecart with a hopper underneath. So either way, auto sheep shearing, not too shabby. Of course, there are a couple things that we could do to optimize this. If I really wanted to go nuts with it, we could do some like really wacky just shenanigans. We could do some weird stuff with pistons and like observer blocks and be like, when you detect that something is amiss, go ahead and do this. We're not going to worry about that. I'm actually going to seal you up. But yeah, so we're not going to really worry about that. We could also do something maybe with like the water, and we can make it so like there's an on and off time. I'm not going to worry about that either. But everything should be in good shape here. And we'll just wait. I just want to confirm that the grass will grow back. There's nothing goofy about that. It should be fine. But it should really be as simple as like whenever it turns into, if you wanted to, I guess you could just make an observer check for whenever it changes from grass to dirt, right? And you can do some shenanigans with observers and stuff where it pumps the redstone signal out. It's like, quickly, it's not correct. And then it could just kind of flip over. All right, so I just want to confirm, Sheepy. I want to make sure that's not like something where you can't be on the land. Pretty sure this will work. Also, this is pretty sweet. Oh, and if you're wondering as to how this will work in terms of moving the items and such over, it can be as simple as I just have a... well, actually, hold on. Did I do this wrong? Oh, I did. I actually would... Okay, I should have made this one higher overall. Well, 2 higher, I guess. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. We can mess with this. I think that we're going to use a minecart with a hopper anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. Oh, and there it is. The grass has indeed regrown. Let's observe it as it munches on its lunch. Munch it, munch away. Should be, if we're lucky, this should be the case that we can go ahead and get ourselves all of the wool that we could ever possibly want. And also for pretty low effort, all things considered as well, which is a pretty big deal here. Actually, I guess I want to leave this open just so I can go ahead and reach in and do whatever I want with the shears. An added benefit here is, of course, while we're doing this, we have iron going on. In addition to the iron itself going on, we also have another... we have another additional benefit of this is, of course, near the iron source itself, right? So whenever this is running, and we're like, oh no, a shear broke or whatever, I can just dip into here and grab some iron and call it a day. All right, cool. There's some iron from the far cell, very nice. And now we should see the iron coming in from that secondary cell. Well, actually, that was from the closed cell. There it is. Whee! Cool. So all in all, I think we had a pretty successful episode today. We made ourselves an automatic sheep shearer. Now, this won't work for you if you don't have the stacking mod quite as well, right? It's going to be something that's not quite as effective. I would imagine in principle it should work. And I guess because like it would still, I suppose, look for it. Although you're going to get some like really weird entity cramming nonsense going on. So I don't know how effective that would be. But for us, it's quite clean. And of course, if you have this in vanilla, you're going to have 30 individual, I think it's 30 mob cap, or mob entity cramming, I think it's called. But if you have 30 sheep, they're all in that small space, they're going to eventually freak out and die if there's too many of them. In addition to that, they're all going to want to graze individually. So you're going to have a really slow rate. So you're probably going to want to have some other way for you to get like grass blocks individually to each sheep and blah, blah, blah. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could make like a giant conga line of, shearers, and they can just have them all constantly going. But it is what it is. All right, so that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Since we missed it, Brimmy or Ranger, decide amongst yourselves. But why don't we have a mod do the outro, because we didn't have one yesterday. But yeah, anyway, so thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like rating, subscribe if you're new, notification bell if you'd like to be notified. Today, sheep. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. Tomorrow we might dabble a little bit more with some sheepies. I think maybe this will be like a daily thing where we're just for a while, we're just gonna check in with the sheep and just be like, hey sheepy, how are you doing? And make sure that we add one more to the list. We do have quite a few. Originally, I was like, oh yeah, we'll just take care of them all today. But I think that might be a little bit on the excessive side. But yeah, so we have one knocked out, which would be the equivalent of white dye. But we had, I think, 16 total, so we're 1/16 of the way there. So in 16 days, hopefully, maybe we'll go crazy one day and just knock a bunch of them out. But unless we have a particular desire for it, I don't really see the need for it. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and leave them be as it is. I didn't think about this, but I suppose there's nothing that prevents me from bringing like less than the correct number and just breeding them in there. They'll be stuck in there. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I didn't think about that, but yeah, I guess that would work. But anyways, yeah, so today sheep, tomorrow, who knows, hopefully the cicada episode. I don't know exactly when that will be, because of course we'll have to wait for our lovely cicada counterparts as well. And you know what, I think we are going to give them the nice separation. We'll give them a clean separation thing. But yeah, if not cicada, then maybe tomorrow we'll work on, truth be told, actually, tell you what, if cicada doesn't happen tomorrow, it might be a short episode, and I might just go into the gold farm and just do a sorter for that, because that is an entirely different mess. That is like something I don't even really want to worry about. But we'll go ahead and do we'll make an auto sorter tomorrow. Remind me, keep me honest here. But tomorrow we'll do that if we end up struggle busing. But anyways, let me go ahead and see what's going on here. Whoop. And so, as always, most importantly, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful and safe day. And until next time, I forgot to pull Brimmy in here beforehand. Let me try that again. And as always, most importantly, have a wonderful and safe day. And until next time, take care of yourselves. And
this is Brimmy. Ciao for now.
Take it easy, everybody.